Kind of a different video today because I'm not in Mexico. We are actually in the process of driving from Portland, Oregon down to La Paz, Mexico, and we're taking a break here, halfway break in San Diego at Dog Beach in Ocean Beach, which is a place that we used to live a few years back. We would spend the winters here before we got a place in Mexico. And today in this video, I'm going to introduce you to my family. I started the YouTube channel right before we left Mexico in, I guess it was May of this past spring of 2021. And so a lot of the videos were just me because I came back a number of times over the summer on my own. So in this video, you'll get to meet my family. And we are traveling south in an RV. We purchased the RV after we purchased the house in Mexico, but before we actually moved into it, it took us about 9 months to close on the house in Mexico. So in the meantime, we bought an old RV that we could use to travel back and forth because we have 2 dogs. No, because we have 2 cats and 1 dog, and then my wife and I, and every once in a while there might be a foster dog involved too. So we had to have a lot of space, an easy way to get back and forth. So first up, this is my wife, Kat. You might have seen her before in like one video, but she'll be showing up more often in the future, right?
I think so. Hi, everyone.
When we first met, we talked about wanting to live in another country, and we are finally making it happen. Now let's move on to our 3 adopted animals. The first one is Tiger because he has the most personality and he's been with us the longest. So he is 18 years old. We had him as a foster, part of a group of kittens that we had in Atlanta when we lived there. We were fostering some kittens there and decided that we just needed to keep Tiger. So Tiger's been with us for a long time. I guess next up is Poofy, and he is a Poofy kitty, so our cats are named pretty appropriately, I guess. And he is not super excited about meeting new people. He likes to hide. Tiger loves being in the RV. Poofy not so much loves being in the RV, but likes to hide. Both of them, however, love being down in Mexico. They love the warmth down there, much better than the cold Portland winters. And finally, Nugget. So Nugget is a 2-year-old golden retriever rescued by Golden Bond Rescue from the Pacific Northwest, Portland and Seattle. And she was rescued out of China. She was on her way to a meat factory. She was rescued, brought over to the United States, and we adopted her. Nugget has been quite a handful with lots of little medical problems, but she is doing great. Loves it down in Mexico, hates the RV trip down. Come on, let's get in the RV. In the RV.
Oh, wait. Come on, Nuggies. Aquí.
And absolutely loves it here in San Diego at Ocean Beach, which is like the largest dog beach in California, maybe, or Southern California. It's the reason we came down to San Diego a number of years ago with a different golden retriever. And we came down and just decided, hey, let's live in this place near this really big dog beach, this off-leash dog beach. And we ended up staying on a street aptly named Brighton. And we just knew that it was the place to be. We loved it here, but we really, for what we were paying in rent for just a couple of months, we could afford a place in Mexico. We could afford to buy a place in Mexico. So our trip to Mexico was a couple of Februarys ago for my wife's birthday. We said, you know, we're down in San Diego. Let's go to this place called La Paz. Neither one of us really knew much about it. We took a trip down for just a long weekend. From San Diego, you can get a direct flight into La Paz by going over. You can walk across the border in Tijuana to directly into the Tijuana airport. I'm sure at some point I'll talk about, it's called the Cross Border Express. That's kind of how we ended up in La Paz. And then we went back, bought this RV so that we could bring all the animals down. Before that, we were just driving down. You can do Portland to San Diego in 2 days, but going all the way down to La Paz in a car, it's now taking us, I think we take 6 days, and we're driving in an RV, which has a lot of space and which is great, but we end up driving a lot slower, stopping more often. But it's definitely enjoyable, but we're looking forward to being down in La Paz soon. And I'm sure I'll have kind of a part 2 of this video talking about our trip further on down.